Welcome to the Kandis Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today, I had Abigail Olaya on the podcast, and she just inspires me so much. So I hope that she inspires you as well. She is a mom of triplets. She owns multiple event spaces here in the Phoenix area, and she's just a boss lady. So we chatted about things that motivate her, about her starting a coaching program with a coach, and how that's grown her personal life as well as her business. So thanks again for tuning in to our first episode, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, welcome to the Kandis Show. Today, my guest is Abigail Olaya, and she is such a boss lady and a mom, a fellow mom. So I wanted to have her on the show to just share all about her life and what she does here in the Valley. So Abigail, you want to just tell us a little bit about, what you do here?
Yeah, I run Olaya Events Company, and we currently have 2 wedding venues, Venue at the Grove and Audubon Event Center. And then we also have our own catering company that services both of those, as well as corporate and offsite weddings and events. And we've been doing that for about a decade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you get into this? I mean, did you just wake up one day and think like, hey, I want to have this event, company?
Yeah, well, it's really interesting. My background is in science and engineering, and so is my husband's.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we knew that we always wanted our own business, and so we finally wrote a list of things that we thought we would be good at. We were trying to invent something like, the little plastic things that go on hang the Christmas lights on the roof tiles. So we were like, okay, we just need an invention. And then one day we finally wrote a list of what we would be good at, and we happened to be shortly after driving by a venue that was vacant. We pulled over, walked the site, and immediately knew it was the location, that this is what we were going to do.
And so was the location, was it previously like a wedding and event space?
It was built for that, and it was completely vacant.
Okay.
It's a 2.5-acre pecan grove, and that's actually our Venue at the Grove site right now. And the owner was asking for $1.4 million, which was far from what we had, because we were in our late 20s.
Yeah.
And we worked it really hard and finally reached a deal to where we were able to lease it until we had built the business from the ground up, and then able to purchase the property.
Wow. And when did you guys finally purchase?
In 2013.
Okay. So, and now you're expanding. I mean, I talk to you all the time. You're looking at to pick up other spaces now.
Right. So we're looking for our 3rd location to expand into. We're currently just wanting to find something that's very unique in character, a different style that we can bring our brand to, and continue to provide couples that are too busy but looking for a premier experience, the services that we provide.
So how would this new space be a little different than the other 2 spaces that you have?
So Venue at the Grove, like I mentioned, is on a 2.5-acre pecan grove. So we're literally like a destination. When you arrive there, it's different than Arizona desert. It just has this unique outside of Arizona feel to it. And then Audubon is very modern architecture against desert landscape. And we can actually see in like some areas of it, you can get a cityscape backdrop from downtown Phoenix in your pictures. So it plays on modern desert and the city. And the 3rd location that we're looking for, like an old church, is really what we're wanting to find that has that characteristic.
Oh, fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very cool. Well, it's so exciting. You're such a great, amazing woman. Like I look up to you, and I also I just recognize like all the things that you encompass. And you're a mom of triplets. You own these event spaces, which is a busy business. And then you're also the PTO president of the school that our children go to. So I'm just curious, like, you're so inspiring. How do you keep it all together and look so together, if you will?
Well, first of all, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And I think it's just a matter of, they say there's a saying of it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
And it really does. We're very fortunate to have help from our family. I have a super supportive husband that is very involved. And I think it's just a matter after that of like scheduling. So like right now we're sitting here and calm and quiet. Usually my days are pretty much from the very get-go to the very end, go, go, go. And I got blocks for family time and blocks for when I'm working on the business or putting the kids to bed. And then I go back to working on the business. And so it's just all a matter of like scheduling what's important and being able to say no to things that come in that are outside of the priorities that I've set.
Yeah, that's interesting that you bring up the whole calendar. I think that's the thing that I work on the most, that I am trying to master. And it's so hard because I'm such a free spirit. So it's hard for me to commit to look at that calendar and go, oh, like I have to be somewhere because this calendar says. So how do you, like, I guess, how'd you overcome that? I'm kind of curious.
When I had triplets, I needed to put a system in place.
Yeah, and I guess 3 little babies at one time probably forced. It was like forced, right?
Yeah,
for you to get organized.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think I had some of that before, and I've done the personality test, and I think it was Myers-Briggs that said that it was like a free spirit on the last like letter. And when I was originally working with a coach over 15 years ago, he was saying like, "Wow, I'm really surprised that that's you." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I don't plan for vacations. I don't we just go and figure it out." And I think throughout time and like being able to take on more things, it's just like given me or that path to use the schedule. And really what I found is that by using it, this is like actually one of the things that I work with on my consulting clients, is that if they go to the calendar, they use the schedule, they actually have more freedom, because now they can look at it and say, okay, what's important to me and where does that fit in? And if it already is falling outside of the important to them category, then they know what they need to do. It just makes it easier of where the time commitment is.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like that saying, like if it doesn't exist, in your calendar, it's not going to happen, right?
Exactly.
It's such a struggle for me. So it's inspiring to see you, because I know you wear so many hats. So it's you're definitely an inspiration. So so tell me about your husband. You guys have been married you've been together since
high school. Yeah, so 22 years this year. I know. More than our lives.
What is the secret? Like just share with these people that are viewing it, like what is the secret to a long marriage? Because I think that the divorce rate is probably like one of the highest in Arizona.
I think just an open mind and the commitment. We made a commitment early on to whatever it was going to take, that this is where we were going to be together. And we're really opposite personalities.
Okay.
And so
what's he like?
He's more visionary, very engineer type.
Okay.
Time is he has all the time in the world, whereas like he gives off that perception.
Okay.
Because he just lets things roll, and I'm actually very inspired and jealous in some cases. Like when I'm running, like we have to be here at this time and we have to leave at this time. Kind of
and he's
driving
like,
the boat.
It's fine.
Yeah, like it's fine. We'll get there when we get there. And so we've really like taught each other to balance and to operate in a space different than what is our norm.
Because you're kind of the driver personality.
Yeah.
That's probably why I relate to you so much, because I'm the same way. I'm like always driving forward in whatever capacity.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, he definitely balances me out.
Yeah. And how many years have you been married now?
Married 15.
Oh, wow. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Good. And now triplets. And all the business. Very fun. So would you say that he's someone that has like really impacted you as a person?
Oh, yeah, definitely with spending over, we've spent more years together than what the age we were when we met. So,
wow, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've definitely grown each other, and he's just such a strong person that he's given me the space and been my biggest supporter in anything that I do, given me the space to be who I am and to continue to flourish.
That's cool. That's so inspiring. What's one of the biggest obstacles that you've overcome as a person?
Well, I think like just the mentality of when we saw the 1.4, or when we spoke with the landlord of the property that was 1.4 million, and being able to be like, no, this is a vision that I have, or that we have, and we're going to move forward, and there has to be a way. We got to figure out a way. And so I think like being able to take that initial step of going beyond like, oh, it's that we don't have that, or it can't work out, to no, this is going to happen. We're going to figure out how to make this happen.
Yeah, I love your determination. It's like creating a plan and then just working the plan, right? And then showing up,
right,
and just fighting for what you want. You know? Yeah, I love it. That's so inspiring.
And there's new stuff. We've been in the business for 10 years now, and there's new stuff that comes up every year. And we tell our staff that, like, if you know how to problem solve, then you'll be able to do anything. Like, go back to the values, go back to, what we believe in, what the ultimate goal is with the client. And because there is new stuff that comes up. And then we're like, okay, now that we've learned that or experienced it, what are we going to put in place as a plan?
Yeah. Because, how many employees do you have?
We have 10 full-time, and then we range up to about 35 part-time seasonal when we're in season.
Yeah, so you have a lot of people to, perform for in a way, like keep, their livelihoods going and all that. What do you do for fun? I know that's a funny question, right?
Really spending time with my kids or the family. We like to go out to the park. We like to spend time outside, and whenever we can. Well, when it's
not
less than 115 degrees outside. But yeah, just spending it with my kids and getting to see them experience the world through their eyes.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
How innocent and new everything is to them.
Yeah, it's a fresh perspective. Absolutely. And you guys go to Disneyland normally, right?
Yes, we're actually going next week. To
fun.
Mickey's Halloween party.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah.
And do the triplets do they want to dress alike, or they have their own personalities, I'm sure, right?
Own personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Audrey is she's the oldest by 2 minutes from the youngest.
Fun.
And she's very responsible one. She creates the rules. She's make sure they're being followed, and they all have a voice, so I'm happy about that.
That's good.
Then we have Ava, who's our middle one, and she's fearless, absolutely fearless. And I don't know if you recall on Nemo where he's like, don't touch the boat, and then Nemo puts out his fin and like touches it.
Yeah,
that's my Ava.
Yeah.
And then we have Adelina, and she's like the sweetest, caring, loving, biggest heart person, and so she's always taking care of sisters, even though she's a baby. And she's really helped us out with being patient and helping us run as a family.
So cute. Yeah. Okay, so Violet always says, like, that one's the shy one, she says. Which one?
Probably Audrey. I don't know if she likes to say, I'm shy.
Yeah, Violet says she doesn't like to be watched, Mom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which is really interesting, because when there's a cause, she's totally steps out of that shyness and will let somebody know.
That's fun. Do you guys have, do you want more kids? Three's, I can't imagine. I only have one kid, but 3 at one time, and then to even think about, doing it again.
Yeah, we feel super blessed. Yeah. And we're calling it that this is our family for now.
Yeah, good. Yeah. You see what happens, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? Tell me your favorite quote or something that you kind of operate by. Like, I think certain things resonate with me, like different sayings, and then I operate my life based on those. So what really resonates with you?
Well, I love a lot of quotes around like the mind and overcoming things, and it's just all a mindset, right, at the end of the day. And my favorite one is, the lesson will continue to repeat itself until it is learned. And we use this in the business all the time. Like when I feel like we're experiencing something and I'm like, oh, this is happening again, then I take a step back and I'm like, oh, it's happening again. What was to be learned the first time? Or what
did I miss?
And putting in place or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I need to continue to learn something here and take it as that and move on. And so...
Yeah, tell me a little bit. We were talking earlier about the meeting you have with your staff, and can you share kind of how you structure that?
Yeah, we start every meeting with a positive focus, and it's just everybody goes around the room. It's very quick, just a sentence or two of something positive in their life, and it could be work-related, personal, anything that they want to share. And we really believe that it resets the energy of the room, because we're all running around doing something, or we have something going on in our head.
Of course.
So we start off with a positive focus, so we can just have some positive energy in the room, and then we can kick off from there and move into whatever we have to accomplish.
Yeah, and I think that shifts the energy when people start to operate from a positive mindset. It just shifts the whole energy in the room.
It does. Yeah, it absolutely does. And I know when we originally started doing it, it was like, oh, come on. Like,
so cheesy.
Yeah, cheesy. And now we even have employees that are like, oh, wait, we didn't do our positive focus. Or even if we have guests, they're like, what's a positive focus? And we'll still do it and include them. And it just, people are smiling and laughing, and then we can get on to business. So
Yeah. Do you have I'm curious if you have a daily routine in the morning, like a morning routine
that's really
before the
interesting.
girls wake up.
Before the girls wake up, and I do schedule this in my calendar because it holds me accountable too, right?
Yeah.
I get to see, did I go to yoga or not? And so it's pretty much go to yoga, and then by the time I get home, they're already up, and that pretty much starts the day. But I'm more of a night owl than a morning person, surprising. I've been told that that's surprisingly.
What time do you go to bed?
1, 2. It depends on like when the morning started. Maybe midnight is early.
Oh wow. Okay. What time do you go to sleep? Or well, after that, what time do you wake up?
Well, that depends on the girls, but
Okay.
generally about 6:30 or 7. So I mean, the girls don't have to be at school till 9, but we hit the ground running. So yeah, it's not bad. It works out one way or the other.
That's funny.
So,
I'm a morning person.
know.
I love the peace and quiet of the morning.
Yeah,
Like no, Violet's still sleeping, so I can just do like my whole like
I know.
I decompress that in the mornings because
Yeah.
I feel like so fresh from the night's sleep. So that's kind of interesting that
Yeah,
you.
I've always
the
done
night.
more night, and I mean, if I go to yoga, it's like I'm up at 4:45 and out the door by 5. So
Yeah. What kind of yoga do you do?
Sumit's yoga, so it's hot
Oh.
yoga. I love it.
You just keep impressing me. I did that class one time and I was like, never again. I was
thanks.
literally throwing up. I had to
Oh,
take a
no.
break, go throw up, come back.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
ha.
it takes a little bit. It takes a little bit of time to get into it. I was going to invite you, but now I know.
Okay. All right. I'll commit to you.
All right.
I'll go back. If you'll
I'll
hold-
show you. I'll show you the spot in the room to be at.
Yeah. By the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm in. Let's do it. What time do you go? Wait.
Yeah. So class starts at 5:30, but we're a little bit away, so I have to leave the house by 5.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't believe I just committed to this. 5 o'clock yoga. Do you think we could do like a noon class or something?
Yeah,
Abigail?
yeah.
Jeez.
They have them all day, all throughout the day. We'll make time.
Oh man.
We'll schedule it.
Oh gosh. That's fun. Okay. Yeah. I exercise. I usually do like affirmations in the morning. I think that really like sets me up for success, and I guess my mindset. It's almost like what you do with your employees. So I just do that and drink coffee, and then I do a little yoga or exercise, and then move forward with my day. I
Yeah.
find that it starts it off on the right pace, right?
I do affirmations as well.
Oh, tell
Yeah.
me about that.
Well, they're like declarations. So, like, who do I want to show up in the world as? And that's what I focus on. Like, who am I looking to be on a daily basis? So, like with my girls, it's I'm a caring, patient, loving, the most supportive mother that I can be to Audrey, Eve, and Adelina. And so, at sometimes, I feel like I might fall short of that, but I know that I'm giving them my best every day. And so, if I start out the morning that way, then or business.
Yeah.
I have business ones. I have like 47 of them.
47. Do you read them to yourself every day?
I have them memorized. Yeah. Yeah. So they're declarations. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Do you have them posted up anywhere?
I do.
Or how
I
do
have
you-
them posted in my office at work. And that's actually the only place I have them posted. But even in the car, like I'll run through them
Throughout the day?
throughout the day.
To
Yeah.
help kind of recenter yourself.
Yeah, and like I saw something, it was like 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day we're having. And I'm
wow.
like, these are only 47 that I'm controlling. So like, this, I need to like run through these probably more than what I do to
Yeah.
program my mind, but it's a start.
Yeah, I love that you're so into the mindset, because I believe that's really, our mindset's really everything. It's how we see the world. It's how we react to things based on how we see the world. And that controls all of our actions, right?
And having that awareness, like you're saying, it's just that I remember like believing in things and thinking things, but not really noticing I wasn't in control until I started working with my coach. And then that's when, like what you're saying is like being able to see like the distinction between showing up in the world and like seeing the world. Like,
Yeah.
it's just really powerful.
So how long have you had a coach?
3 years now.
Okay, and how'd you find the coach?
He happened to be at a place that we were in an all-day class, and I heard he was another CEO's coach. Wasn't looking for a coach purposefully in my life. I think that somewhere subconsciously there had been signs that I wanted somebody, and it came down to the decision: are we going to renew this course, or like continue with the course program, or are we going to? My husband threw out like, maybe we should get a coach, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. This was all within a few hours of like finishing off the course day. And then there was another lady that was in the course, and she was like hugging when he had arrived, and he kind of like came and gave a gift of a book. Okay. And I was like, what's going on here? And then I talked to some people, and then I went over and I talked to her, and I was like, oh, I hear that, you're working with him and he's a coach. Like, I don't know, we just kind of threw this out there. What do you think? And she told me a little bit about him. And then I was like, well, what do you work on? And is it just business, or is it life, or what is it, like just feeling it out? And I asked her another question, and she goes, oh my gosh, she's like, I can't even tell you. He's more than a coach. He's a mind surgeon. And when she said that, I was like, done. Like that is like, I knew that in that moment, that was what I was looking for. And
I love that. Mind surgeon. That's good.
Mind surgeon. And then I was like, oh, how much is it? And
yeah.
And she told me, she's like 150. And I go, 150 what?
And you took a step back?
Yeah. Yes. And she goes, 150,000. And it was for, I think it's
for the year?
Yeah, for the year, for 100 hours.
Oh,
and
man.
So then I went back to my seat because the course was about to resume. And my husband goes, oh, what did she say? And I was like, oh, I'll tell you later. And he's like, no, tell me now. And
no, I signed up. I'll tell you later.
Yeah. And then I told him, and he goes, you could buy a house for that. And, which is true. And I agree. And I was like, yeah, well, and so we did some research, and within a week I had to contact it. Well, first, then I spent like half a day writing an email of like how I needed to meet him, and I was worthy of like his time, and I wanted to send it to my husband first. And so I thought I hit send, and then he wasn't responding, and so I go over to his office, and I was like, hey, did you get that email that I sent to you? And he's like, what email? And as soon as he like opened up his email, where I could like literally see myself that I didn't go to send, I went to delete. And I just was like, I'm like, what? This has never happened. So anyway, instead of being discouraged, I went and I gave him a call, and I got the voice message machine. I left a voice message, and within like an hour or so, he had called back, and I started crying on the phone, and like how this is the mom I wanted to be, and the wife and the businesswoman, and then he gave me some homework and said, dive into this. I'm going out of town. I'll be back, and I look forward to your response. And then we would meet, and we would determine, like, he determines, does he
want to coach you,
take you on, as a client, and then would we agree to it or whatever. And so we did, and we met with him, and both of us were like, yeah, this is the right decision. And so that's probably been one of the craziest way things have played out. And then writing a check for $150,000 because you pay it all up front.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
You can't even pay monthly.
No.
Okay.
No, because it's a commitment.
Yeah.
He's looking for that commitment. And really, honestly, to this day, there's been, it's just been priceless. The shift in mind, the ability to see the world, the ability to even pass that on to the girls and teach them, and
well, they're just, such sponges.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if you see it with 3 of them. I see it with my one. I'm like, when she does things, I'm like, oh, Lord, that was just me. Yep. Right?
Your mirror, right? That's what I call them, my mirrors.
I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I see where you get all this sass, where you get all this and get all that. So really thinking to yourself, like, how am I showing up in the world and to my kids for you, right? Yeah. Times 3. So I think it's important that you do that. And that's really cool. That's awesome. Yeah. I believe in coaching. I think that it really has shifted me as a person and my business. So I can only imagine for you as well, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It hasn't been only business. It's been both realms and tremendous. And I think that the best part of it is, like going into it, thinking about like what we wanted or what we would receive, or like our legacy, or, with the girls and teaching them. It's really been able to even allow us to do more development or coaching with our staff and where we want to take the business and break barriers, the mental barriers that we had.
You're becoming a leader through your own coaching.
Right.
So it's really helpful in that way. Well, I kind of want to dig a little deeper. I mean, we've been talking about a lot of things, but I want to just kind of know, like, for you, why do you get up every day and do what you do and keep pushing and find more locations and expand your business and keep growing? I mean, I think there are some people that go like, oh, I have enough, right? Like, this is fine. I'm fine just doing this. But I can tell you're like a person that's not just fine doing this. So why do you keep grinding and just keep pushing?
It's fun to me. I would be bored if I just sat back, and I would lose interest. And so I really think it's just fun. It's fun to be creating new stuff and providing employment to other people, knowing that we're making a difference. In fact, right before I came down here, our director was positive focus was that a former employee reached out to her and told her, thank you so much for all that you taught me. I hadn't realized it then, but it really did grow me. And so it's that being able to just make a difference and create something in the world and have fun doing it.
Yeah, impacting people in the community, right?
Right.
Oh, that's why I love you, because that's what I love. That's so fun. Well, very cool. Any other last thoughts that you want to share with people or that you want people to know about you?
I think that whatever it is that they're wanting in their life, everything is possible. It's just a matter of looking at it instead of a no or how. Instead of a no, it's really looking at it as how. How can I make this happen? Instead of no, it can't happen in my life. So really just reframing that to say, if that's what you want, how do you make that happen? And setting up a plan, like you said, and working the plan.
Yeah, I think you just have to feel it in the depths of your core, right? Mm-hmm. You just buy into it within yourself.
Right.
And then things just start happening.
Yeah.
You show up, things happen, you just keep working the plan and keep rolling.
Yeah.
So
what is it that you're committed to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. What kind of legacy do you envision yourself leaving for your girls?
Oh, well, I hope that I want them to be strong women in the world, and that they can assist others in having an impact, a positive impact in whatever way it is that is special to them. I think that's my ultimate legacy, that they're confident and they're doing what they want and they're just impacting the world and whatever's important to them, that they have that freedom rather than expectations or beliefs that they think that they have to buy into, that they have the freedom to go out there and move mountains.
Yeah, just be who they want to be in the world. That's so powerful. Abigail, so tell everyone how they can find you if they want to have an event at one of your spaces or even talk to you about consulting if they're trying to grow a business. How can they get a hold of you? How can they find you?
The easiest way is at olayaevents.com. So it's OLAYA events.com. And then on Facebook, we're Olaya Events Company. On Instagram, it's hashtag Olaya Events.
Fun. Awesome. Well, thanks so much again for being on the show. You guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and we'll see you next week.